ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So glad to have you here, boys and girls. Today we'll just cover one TikTok. So I want you to let me know, do you like these videos where it's just one TikTok and we go deeper into the topic, or do you rather prefer different TikToks with different topics? But we'll also cover a Reddit story in the end, because guys, the woman we're about to cover is a woman that I've had a bittersweet relationship. As I turn to the wrong scene, editor please. Bittersweet relationship with this woman. In the beginning I used to think she was really intelligent, there is potential, but then I realized that she is extremely unintelligent, and from that point onwards I don't know, I question how could I ever find this person intelligent. So she's going to talk about the bear versus man issue, and we're gonna comment along. So let's get started.
Frankly, at this point, I'm tired of this whole man versus bear thing, because we get it. We know. You know what I mean? I think I'm burnt out on it because, like, in the beginning, a man posed this question: would you rather be left alone in the woods with a man or a bear? And predominantly women chose the bear. They had a slew of reasons that were all very valid. And every time I've seen a woman talk about this, her...
Wait, sorry, you misspelled stupid, right? Because that's what you wanted to mean. They had a lot of differing opinions that were all stupid, not valid.
Reasoning was valid. Okay. But then, as men do, they got upset about it. A lot of men. Not all men. There was a lot of men that came forward and said, if it was my daughter, if it was my girlfriend, I would rather the bear.
As men do, she says, guys, because that's what men are known for getting more emotional than women. But what did she say just now, guys? She said a lot of men will also prefer the bear for their daughters. What? If I was in charge, guys, which I intend to do, right? I intend to get out of my term and get in charge to free society of stupidity, I wish, right? But if I was in charge and I hear a single father preferring for his daughter to be in the woods with a bear rather than your average man, your parental rights are revoked and you are taken to jail because you're a dangerous sociopath, all right? You have to be insane to choose the bear over the average man. Oh, but I don't want to be raped. Read the stupid question, all right? It's not whether you want to be with a bear or a grapist, it's a bear or a man, all right? It doesn't specify which man, which grapists. There's probably some information on Google. They probably, guys, make less than 0.0 whatever number of the population, all right? So if you're willing to bet against that odds, you really are insane, stupid, and there's no value in your arguments.
And they also have valid reasons for why that was. And then there's the other men that got upset about it. Then on one of the Facebook groups that I'm in, they started posting horrendous memes about it, and I was gonna make a video showing these memes. It's just gonna make people angry. I'm sure others have seen them. They're disgusting. The comments.
Guys, the memes about the whole bear thing, they are fantastic. They are delicious. They're probably the top 3 best memes of the year, and probably of the last decade, to be honest with you. So delicious, these memes, guys. They're so funny. I've posted a couple on the channel. You've probably seen them as well. Extremely hilarious. People are so imaginative. So of course, this woman says that men get offended, yet she cannot take a meme. She cannot take a joke. Women.
On them from men are disgusting, and it fills me with rage. But then I had one of my guy friends, heterosexual guy friends, post something, and basically all he said was, I think we should be paying attention to how people are responding to this because it's very telling, specifically men. And I was like, facts. And that's how I know that he's one of the good men. Now, I would not recommend I would not recommend all of my guy friends as dateable to any of my female friends, right? He is actually one of the ones that I would say he's a good dude.
Oh, right, of course. The dude who is malleable and has no opinion and just accepts the common opinion. Oh, believe all women, that type of guy. Oh, he's the good one. Yeah, of course, because you cannot stand to be around a man that actually has an opinion differing than you. You call that controlling and manipulative. because you have no arguments against it. So of course, guys, she's gonna say that she likes the guy who agrees with her on everything. Yes, honey, yes. But then they never respect those guys, all right? Don't be fooled. This man is a massive simp and also really stupid. If you honestly believe that choosing the bear is better, you are honestly stupid. Again, right? I don't need to go over it, but just really quickly, a bear has a much more higher chance to harm you than the average man. All these women that talk about rapists, guys, it's like, come on, man. We're talking about the average man, right? If you were to randomly choose the average man, you'd probably stumble upon some guy called Steve, who is a father of 2 and works in finance, the 9 to 5, and has a mediocre car, gray, and has a little home and, you know, a wife called Becky or something. This is the average man. All these women, oh, he's going to grape me, he's going to unalive me, he can harm me more than a bear. No, he can't. The average man can't. Some men, yes, some men will harm you. The question is not to picture the worst kind of man that you can figure out, alright? Don't picture, I don't know, some person from a horror movie. Picture the average man. That is the question. These women, guys, again, they're so unintelligent. And it's just they cannot stop to be the victim, alright? That's what this question really is about. Any woman that chooses the bear, she likes to be the victim every time, all day, every minute of every hour. They want to be the victims. They cannot stop thinking about how much of a victim they are, and this is why they answer the bear, right? So it's a really easy question to dismiss all the women that are pain in the neck.
And he deserves a woman. A good woman. Like, yes. But then, and you know, maybe this is wrong of me to try to wage war with men, but I'm not even trying to wage war with them, the men that I know. I just want to know if they understand where women are coming from. That's it. And I want to understand.
All right, what do you want to understand? You're just playing the victim card. What do you want to understand? Do you really prefer a beast over the average man? What do we have to understand? That you're just a professional victim, and I don't care about your opinion because you are very stupid and you're brainwashed. You live in an echo chamber. You realize that. It's honestly, and she says, oh, men are offended. Oh, well, sorry for being offended after you call my whole gender rapists, right? My whole gender is, oh yeah, the average man, he's a rapist. He's worse than a bear, mauling me to death. That's what you think. And you get upset because we're like, guys, we're not even getting upset. It's just so, it's so funny and hilarious. It's so nonsensical that we just laugh about it. You don't see men crying because that's what women say, right? Like, haha, take this, man. We will prefer a beast over you. And I know what they expect, for us to go cry in the corner. We're just making memes about it and having a laugh, talking about how the bears will understand them either, right? Nobody's butthurt. If anything offends me, it's how stupid you are. It's not that you will prefer the bear. Good for you. Choose the bear. Let the bear have a very nice dinner. I'm all for it. I don't care. Go knock yourself out. You know, these people that are so stupid, guys, if they get in a dangerous situation, don't care. I just call that natural selection.
Understand if they are a wolf in sheep's clothing. Because a lot of men are. Statistically, women and children and even like other men are more likely to be harmed in some way by someone they know. I mean, I'm sure that even in dating, we don't go into relationships across the board, men and women. We do not go into relationships thinking that the person we're dating is going to do something awful to us until it happens. You know what I mean? And so...
yeah, this thing she mentioned is another one of the 200 IQ mega brain arguments that I've seen on comments. Women saying, but a bear is not going to grape me while a man is. Do you realize how absurd that is, guys? It's like, holy crap. Well, a bear is not going to divorce me and take my children away, so does that mean that men should be marrying bears instead of women? It's just so absurd, guys. These women are so stupid and absurd. It's not even worth commenting, if at all, just for the laughs, right? Holy crap.
I'm asking these questions. I'm opening up this conversation with my male friends because I need to know. And I am fully prepared. to end
No, she's
friendships over the discussion that follows.
To end friendships. Yeah, that is. I thought she was gonna say to learn the truth or something like this. These women are not ready to know the truth. I mean, guys, the truth is hitting them on the nose, but they're too blind and stupid to realize it.
Right? So there's this guy, kind of like, he does not live like super close to me, so it's really a non-issue. I can still be single and celibate and like him at the same time. But I asked him about it, and his initial response was, I think this is a fucking stupid thing. This whole thing is stupid. I was already triggered. I was like, it's stupid? Women's issues are stupid? I'm gonna need you to elaborate. And so he started posing some arguments in which I was able to poke holes in. Like, this is all over text message, but we did not honestly get very far over talking about this over text before he calls me on the phone. And he's just like, I am not trying to fight with you. I am not trying to fight with other women, but we need to have an adult conversation right now about this over the phone so that nothing gets misunderstood. Okay? Like an adult. This is what we're doing. And I was just like, okay. So we heard each other's arguments, and his whole thing was, he was just like, I think it's stupid, not because women have these issues. I think it's stupid because I feel like this and so many other things are basically like the government, you know, and society at large, trying to cause us to fight each other instead of fighting for what's right, like fixing our countries and fixing society, right? Instead, we're fighting about, he's like, this is a gender war. It is the same as a racial war. It is the same as, you know, the gays versus the straights thing. He's just like, it needs to stop, because we cannot be fighting each other about this and actually create real change. And this is what is happening, is we're just fighting about it. And my whole thing was, I was like, any of that.
To be honest, guys, I hope what she said was interesting. I wasn't paying attention to all of it. I heard some, oh, Hidan, you're leaving us to suffer alone. No, guys, I was really listening to some part of it. But I blacked out, and I was looking at Google to find the percentage of rapists, right, that exist in society. A lot of numbers, because of course, first, you can't really know what grape is nowadays. It used to be one thing, now it's 1,000 things, all right, the Me Too things. Now grape doesn't mean anything at all. But the best I could find is 5%, which is not true. Not one out of every 20 guys is a grapist. That's just not the case. But that's the only number I could find, right? And that is accounting for a lot of third world countries where this happens more often, right? That's accounting for a lot of women that, I know, regret having consensual S3X the first day after, and they call it grape. So the percentage is way lower. But regardless of that, I heard she was mumbling about some, oh, we gotta fight the problem together, blah, blah, blah. We can't do that because you are so stupid that you fail to realize that for every actual man that is bad, all right, for every rapist that wants to harm women, not only are the women fighting against him, but also men, right? It's like, this is the best thing, guys. No, I don't want to be with a man in a forest alone. He can grape me. Chances are that out of 1,000 guys, 2 will grape you, and the other 998 will kill those bastards to save you, right? Those are the odds. Like, this is why it's so stupid, because these women put all men into one bag. Oh, they're all potential rapists. No, they aren't. 2 of them are, and the other 98% are not. It's guys, it's so absurd. These women don't realize, after so many years of men protecting them, after so many years, guys, this is what we've come to. Women preferring bears over men. Right? I want you to think, who fought in First World War, guys? Men or women? Predominantly. Who fought in World War II? Who fought in the Cold War? You know, pick any war you want from the last 4,000 years since I've been alive, and name one war. Okay, I want you to do this. Name one war in which women predominantly fought and protected men. All right, not every war was to, you know, for territory. Some have been strictly political, but still, the fact that men go to war is so women don't have to. Like, for every man that passes away on the battlefield, a woman doesn't lose her life because he replaces her, right? We've been doing this for thousands of years. Think of the Titanic. What was the gender that was saved there predominantly, guys? Right? Women and children first. Men have been literally giving off their lives for thousands of years for us to come to this point, all right? Probably some women who got saved on the Titanic because her male counterpart sacrificed himself and died in the cold waters. Probably her granddaughter nowadays is tweeting, "I will choose the bear, lol, I'm such a victim." It's honestly quite stupid.
All three of those. Who started this? From the beginning of the United States, I will ignore the world at large, even though the issues are the same in other places. I'll ignore that because I live in the United States of America. Hate this country. And
now, of course, she hates this country, guys. What do you expect? She is part of the LGBT. She is woke. She's a single mother, by the way, and she hates this country. It's not good enough for her, you know. Of course, she does. Also, she says, "Oh, America is like the other part of the world." Really? Oh, we're facing the same problems. Really now? Why don't you go to, I don't know, Pakistan, Iraq? Why don't you go to Saudi Arabia and tell me how that feels, right? Why? Why don't you go to these places? Well, they will separate your neck from your body because you are LGBT, and tell me if you face the same problems in America than in those countries. Why don't you do that? Again, natural selection, guys. These people wouldn't survive a day outside of their cozy apartments that men have constructed, outside of their countries in which men protect them and have historically protected them. All right, this little baby right here, guys, this baby wouldn't survive one day outside of the comfort that has been created for her. Yet, of course, she hates the country and everyone in it. And she hates all men because all of them are potential rapists, as we have found out. So, you know what, guys? We're going to move on to our Reddit story. We've covered just 5 minutes. There are 5 more of this, but I'm not going to go through it. These points, again, are not worth getting into. They are so stupid that it's just not worth to have a debate, right? But again, it's funny. It's just so hilarious how stupid people can be, and you can see what living inside the echo chamber does to you. All right, guys, if you've traveled around the world, or if you're just interested in politics or in history, you know what's going on in other parts of the world. You know women that are facing some real struggles in other countries. Yet, isn't it interesting, guys, how it's always the people who live in the first world countries that have some of the best economies, some of the best standards of living, that are the most whiny? You know, I've never heard some women from a poor country say how, "I hate my country, everything is so unfair." I've never heard that. Every time I hear someone who hates their country, it's a white girly who has a better way of living than probably 90% of the world, right? It's always those people complaining. Really absurd. But now, guys, just enough about her. I cannot stand this woman. This person asks, is there a dating app / site or method that isn't completely depressing for guys? Short answer, no. Long answer, no, there isn't. I am just so tired of endlessly swiping, trying to think of something interesting to comment on a profile, trying to come up with a bio that's honest and will get some girls' attention if they even bother to read them. And all of this just to get nothing out of it and feel like it's all a waste of time. And trying to meet women in person doesn't even feel like a possibility. For the last few months, I have been going to hockey and football games, concerts, road trips, and many other outings, and I can't even recall one missed opportunity to meet someone. It just feels like there are no women out there at all. Make it make sense. How is dating actually possible? How will I ever meet a woman? That's a good question, my dude, that a lot of men are asking, and there is no simple response to it. How will I ever meet a woman? Well, you maybe won't. You probably won't. This guy is not attractive, I can tell. Now, that doesn't mean by any means, guys, that he is ugly. He's just not better than all the women, than all the men these women have on the dating apps, right? He's just not 10%. It doesn't matter if he goes to the gym or has nice hair, puts effort into his looks, into his bio. He's just not that tall, not that good looking. So bad luck, my guy. What is my advice, guys? How is dating actually possible? How will I ever meet a woman? get outside of America, where I suppose you live in, or maybe in Britain, or get out of these dating shitholes and go to the East. Go to a country that is more traditional, that hasn't been infected by this cancer known as womanism, and you might find something. All right, guys, I've lived in Western Europe for quite a lot of time. Not thousands of years, right? I'm 4,000 years old, not thousands of years, but quite enough. And I can tell you, now that I'm living in the eastern part of Europe, there's just a massive difference, all right? And mind you, my country is not what you will necessarily think of as traditional, all right? But still, the difference, guys, is just massive. Like if in Western Europe, for example, I will say 70 to 80% of the women where I lived were undateable, and you know, large body counts and all that. 70 to 80%. Here in Eastern Europe, it's probably, I don't know, 50 to 60, I will say, right? Still a lot of women that are undateable because womanism has spread here as well. It's creeped its slimy, disgusting tentacles here as well. But still, there are a lot of women, especially guys in rural areas, with women who have lived in smaller towns, and they are not so infected by all these possibilities and all this hedonistic approach. That's where it all comes from. It's not because of the city or not, it's just a hedonistic way of life. You know what I mean? That's where all the problems come from. So that is my advice, guys. Don't even bother with the big cities. Don't even try the dating apps. Don't even try go on dates and all that. Just go for a rural area or smaller country that is more traditional, and you will find out there are a lot of great women out there. They're just in other parts of the world. So, gentlemen, what do you think about that? Leave me your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll be happy to see you next. Oh, wait, gentlemen, one more thing. Ampu, I want you to get the gong ready, alright? Because I'm going to award this woman. Congratulations, madam. Here is your own victim card. Bravo, yoo-hoo. You have your own victim card because you wanted it so dearly. You spend every moment of every waking hour being the victim of men, your country, society, culture, the internet, everything. Everything is targeted against you. Even God, right? I presume you blame him for being a single, miserable mother in your 40s or whatever you are. So here is your own victim card, and I award you 200 victim points. Don't spend them all in one place, right? Congratulations, madam. Now go knock yourself out.